Stan Gibilisco here with just a little look back all the way to 1969 when I was in 1969 I was in 10th grade at John Marshall High School in Rochester, Minnesota. And back in those days they were pretty rigorous yet. They had every day we had to spend an hour in what they called study hall. And we just had to sit there at these desks and study. There was no class. It was a class. We had to sit there and study. Well, I didn't study in high school. Are you kidding me? Instead, I wrote my first book, The Ultimate Numerical Value, having to do with infinity and my fascination therewith. And I still have the notebook paper with all this stuff that I wrote with Bic ballpoint pens. I remember buying those, and I sat there every day for the whole hour and wrote this book. And it came out to be, in the end, about 200 pages long, pretty close to 200 pages long. Only on one side of the notebook pages, but it had to do with infinity as it manifests itself in division by zero. In terms of geometry, strange geometrical shapes. I invented a graph system where you could actually graph functions and have the entire coordinate plane shown in a finite area. I'm sure I have one of those. Here we go. Here we go. This is a coordinate plane right down here. A coordinate plane. All this sort of stuff. My fascination with infinity as a number or as some kind of a manifestation that we could wrap our minds around. That fascination stays with me to this day. And if you want to read a little bit about my more recent, that is to say, college adventures in infinity, go to the Nerd Cave Hypotheses. The Nerd Cave Hypotheses. And you'll find some stuff. Here's that coordinate system. The x and the y-axis, x, y. You graduate them geometrically, like halfway each time. 1 is halfway to infinity. 2 is halfway between 1 and infinity. 3 is halfway between 2 and infinity, and so on, until when you get to the boundary of this graph, you are at infinity. And then you plot functions on there, and it is cool. Maybe I'll show you that in a separate video. It's still a pretty cool way to plot functions. Stan Gibilisco, signing off from a kind of a rambling rant here in Math Buffet, but that's why I call it a buffet. Get a little bit of everything here. I wrote this book when I was only 15 and 16 years old. And when I showed that to my mathematics teacher and some of my fellow students saw it, they thought, I imagine they must have thought, this is one weird kid. A charge which I shall not deny. Stan Gibilisco signing off from Flatland. Remember that book? Until next time, so long.